European Union pledges stronger support for Nigeria amidst Trump's planned military action. Okay, now. The European Union (EU) has restated its solidarity with Nigeria, declaring full respect for the country's sovereignty and reaffirming its commitment to strengthen cooperation in peace-building, interfaith dialogue and human rights protection. The EU ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Mr. Gautier Mignot, made the remarks during an interview with the news agency of Nigeria (NAN) on Tuesday in Lagos, while reacting to recent comments by US President Donald Trump threatening possible military action against Nigeria. Mignot stressed that the EU's position was guided by long-standing partnership and shared values with Nigeria, not external influence. Our position is one of solidarity with Nigeria, solidarity with the victims of violence, with the authorities working to protect citizens, and with the Nigerian people who overwhelmingly desire peaceful coexistence beyond ethnic and religious divides. We respect Nigeria's sovereignty and constitutional commitment to religious neutrality, he said. According to him, the EU is ready to enhance its support in peace, security and defense matters as well as through dialogue with all stakeholders, including civil society organizations and traditional and religious leaders. Mignot assured that the EU would continue to implement several peace-building initiatives across the country to promote peaceful coexistence. We also support programs on de-radicalization, demobilization and the reintegration of ex-members of non-state armed groups in the Northeast, he said. He said the EU would remain committed to the protection of all communities, especially the minorities, with the freedom of religious and belief. Mignot acknowledged that while Nigeria faces challenges in human rights and freedom of religion, its legal and institutional framework provides for fundamental freedoms. The situation is not perfect, as in any country, but there exists a constitutional basis for the protection of human rights. It is up to Nigerian authorities and society as a whole to uphold and strengthen this environment of peaceful coexistence, he stated. The ambassador stressed that the EU works closely with civil society organizations on projects promoting interfaith dialogue and good relations among religious communities. He noted that the EU support is non-discriminatory, covering all victims of violence irrespective of the motives. Mignot said the EU's engagement with Nigeria remains steady and predictable, adding that the cooperation between both parties is not driven by what others do, but by shared interest in a stable, prosperous and democratic Nigeria. Mignot disclosed that the peace, security and defense dialogue between Nigeria and EU is expected soon as part of efforts to deepen strategic cooperation. He emphasized that the EU's guiding principle is to help Nigeria reinforce stability and prosperity and that the country's future lies firmly in the hands of Nigerians themselves. Recall that Trump had threatened to carry out attacks in Nigeria in response to alleged anti-Christian violence. In a series of social media posts, Trump designated Nigeria a country of particular concern due to alleged bands of Christians and rising religious intolerance. He said the United States would immediately cut off all assistance to Nigeria if the Nigerian government continues to allow the buying of Christians. Well, Stephen says, is it the EU that begs America for support against Christians or against Russia or another EU? I laugh in Israel. Very funny. Ekuma says, as I hear gunshot this afternoon here in Abuja, I can't the thing say operation don't start. On the second thought, I can't remember I said the US Army gun no fit dey sound tata like police gun. Okay now. Maiwa says, you know waiting alive for this Trump. You know they argue. Exactly. He doesn't bluff. He doesn't make mouth. If he wants to do something, he's going to do it. And he no get time to shout. Whatever he go do, once he don't tell you, the rest not. Just be ready. I'm telling you, just be ready. Casey says, if you will not help themselves against Russia, I don't mind them. Atafalabi says, my own is, I hope the Nigerian map is correct. Let them know where the north is exactly. Make us a rock, no shifts, come southwest too. Victor says, the whole world is shaking over one man's tweet. Trump, I better come on. Well, I already know Trump as such a radical entity. No send anybody's papa. Now go cry tire. US military is coming, yes, so they are coming. Blessed Onowa says they want to use Nigeria testing microphone against China and Russia. Ikoya says, considering the way things are going now, and how Nigeria Army seems to be active all of a sudden, if you like, stay out late, they go catch you and say they rescued you from bandits. I'm telling you. And Magnanimous says, I don't tire for all these stories. Trump, I bet time no day. Strike Biko. Actually, he says, now so God they answer prayer. I'm telling you, that is how God answers prayers. The other day, we were doing a Hallelujah challenge and people were praying for Nigeria. Someone say, hey, Pastor Nakana Basi, what do you mean I should pray for Nigeria? Which Nigeria? But God really answers prayers. God really answers prayers. You get why you pray without ceasing. All our machine says, my own be say, if this fight starts, we can leave no more for me. I want to do him personally. She was said, see the one led biology, which one are they talking about? As Robert says, did you know that in Nigeria some problems are like 96? Even if you turn it upside down, it remains 96. Okay. Of course, the princess says, going through the comment section, I only need to use names to determine who is on Nigeria's side or Trump's side. Now, you sabi. Abu Aja says, I said it now, that Britain will soon start their own. And my inside says, I'm not too active lately. Stay out later and you go turn bandit to rescue. Like, Here it says, make una help the European country where Russia they invade. Then it says, just one text message from Trump. Nigeria army are now very active. I'm telling you, everybody is now talking. Even the president is addressing. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? As Lena one and says, my thought is why? Why did the Nigerian government suddenly become France partner? It is well, Clement says, despite their born to lose syndrome, the game is getting more interesting and it is sweeter than honey. Email Okon says, now so them pledge for Ukraine and Iran. Tinubu better go and beg that man. That dude know they talk much. They know that Trump doesn't bluff. If he says something, then he's going to do that thing. Truth says this one is coming from France. Nothing you won't tell me. I know most people don't know say EU strong past America. I beg you, strong past the cup. Trump says they play well until he read. Fairly Sasage says European care. Elephants they fight, ants won't separate fights. No be small thing. And Temirai says, make you know I can't late for night. Okay now, you should stop copying somebody else's comments. Now what for now? Johnny said, you see the supplier supporting their agents. I've been now. This is all my listeners. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.